What's up, rulers? Josh Smith here, live at Flat 5. Today I want to talk about the way you start a solo, the way we start a solo, the way I start a solo. Because I truly believe the way you kick things off sets the tone for the rest of the solo. If you play something great at the top, the rest of the solo should lay itself out for you like a golden path, like a red carpet, like the yellow brick road, whatever you want to call it. The way you start is going to take you the way you need to go. I really believe that. So I used to work on certain things to make sure I had a good start. And there's some tools you can use. I want to talk about them and talk about starting a solo so that you play a solo that makes sense and is complete and tells a story. So let's dive into it. All right. So what are the things you can do to start a solo great? Because again, that first lick is going to lead you all the way home, down the path of righteousness, I guess they would say. So some of the exercises I used to do when I was, working on my phrasing and soloing would be to start a solo with whatever theme would come out and then develop that theme. Make it the theme of the entire solo, sometimes in a non-musical way, because again, this is an exercise. So you could hear in the beginning of that video, I started with this phrase. So let's say that's the theme of the solo. I'm going to expand on that ad nauseum this time. I'll play an entire 12 bars. All right, again, I probably would never play that solo exactly like that. But one thing that playing a solo like that does is create a theme, create a moment, create a narration that goes all the way through the solo. We've all been somewhere and heard somebody take a solo that goes like this. Here's from the 5. And on and on and on, like a big run-on sentence, rambling and rambling. Nothing wrong there. No wrong notes, nothing technically wrong, technique fine, but saying nothing. Talking loud and saying nothing. So there's a big difference between that and what I just did, even in a non-musical way, by developing a theme and expanding on it. So that's one way you can make a solo have that conversational aspect and have a full path to it. Whatever you play first, expand on it throughout the length of the entire solo. And it could be a 48 bar solo. It could be, 100 bars. It doesn't matter. Keep coming back to that theme. Maybe only once in a phrase or once in a 12 bar period. But when you reference that thing, it gives the audience something to listen to. So that's the first way that I would make sure my solo started off on the right foot and then move forward. The second way would be to give myself a breath at the top of the solo and wait for divine inspiration, if that makes sense. So imagine coming from the 5 and it's about to be your solo. And waiting for my moment. All right, so I just let a few bars go by there. But you know what that did? It gave me the idea, the one set in stone that had to be played, right? So I'm hearing that dum ba-dum 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 ba-dum, and then it's like you have to play this. And again, that solo after that works itself out, because then I'm going to answer that lick. I'm going to play. And again, it just is a snowball effect rolling down the hill. You're answering yourself. You're finding a way to tell that story. So try that. Come in on a solo and take a breath and wait for the lick to just scream at you in your head. It's going to tell you the right thing to play. and then you just follow that. So what's the next logical step when you're working in these type of constructs? Is to continue to trade with yourself so that you strengthen those answers. So if I play a lick that starts a solo something like this, well, you're damn sure I'm probably going to play. So I'm going to answer that. And again, I'm working within the constraints of the changes. I'm highlighting the changes, but more importantly, rhythmically and harmonically, I'm answering every preceding phrase with another phrase that makes sense and continues the narration. So that could be as simple as, playing B.B. King. Again, so I just play ba-da-da, 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 ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Again, I'm just hearing those things clear as day. So take these opportunities to, listen to yourself. Sing licks the way that I just sang them. This is how you're going to build a solo that is, flowing through the changes, through the music, through the groove, and more importantly, from the first idea to the last idea, a coherent, complete statement. And that's the difference between a great solo and a whatever solo, between the solo that you heard me play, a blues jam solo. So that's the difference. So come on, guys. I want to hear it. Rulers, I'm going to have a challenge for you now about this. I'm going to give you a few intros, and I want to hear the way you continue these phrases. I'm really curious about that. I'm going to give you 3, and I'd like to hear the way you do it. If you're not a ruler, you're not going to get to see those intros because you're not a ruler. So you should become a ruler here by joining, or at least subscribe to the channel and, help support. So thank you, guys. And rulers, look for the challenge. All right, ruling.